Wait.
Hello, welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 197. Uber bubbles. You don't even want to know. Doordash won't let you tip without the app. Well, duh. And then Uber wants you to stay in their app, and they're gonna offer games in their app. It's just, they're becoming like a mini Facebook. They want you to stay in their app. They want you to spend all your time in there. Well, clearly they don't want you in there tipping, but they want you in there doing something. How's it going, Larry?
It's going well, my friend. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. It's a beautiful June day up here in Michigan. Hope weather's good down by you.
Yeah, we had some storms this morning, but this afternoon's been probably 80, 82 and sunny. So yeah, I think we're gonna have a good rest of the week.
Awesome. If you're just tuning in, love for you to give a like on the episode or the live stream and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to our channel. Would really appreciate it. Also go to gigeconomyshow.com for our newsletter, news, all that good stuff to get notified when we go live. I want to thank our Patreon members, Samson, Steve, Bud, Omar, Delivery Cats, Jamie, Frank, Tom, Jim. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. It really means a lot that you give your hard-earned money, especially hard-earned gig money, which is hard to come by some days, especially in the summer, to give it to us knuckleheads to keep this thing going. We also have a Telegram group, and that is a group where we talk shit to each other and other things. Larry, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, our Telegram group is kind of like just a chat group, but you can do text chat or you can do voice chat. So it's really convenient when you're out and about and you don't want to type a bunch of stuff. You can push the button and talk and send a voice message. You can talk with other gig workers all over the country and all over the world. We have people North Carolina, Chicago, New Zealand, Kentucky, Tennessee, just lots of people in Michigan. But yeah, you get on there and you can talk, you can chat about gig work, you can vent about the frustrations of gig work or just what's going on in your life. Just shoot the breeze sometimes. Just get in there and make a friend.
Yeah, for sure. I enjoy it getting in there. I'm glad that I'm going to be back to doing some gig work. Not quite full time, but we'll put that in quotes. But now that school is done. Forgot to mention, if you'd like to join the Patreon, go to patreon.com/thegigecon podcast. You get an extra podcast a month, a t-shirt, which again, I owe people. Tom hit me up. Tom from Chicago is like, hey bro, I heard you mention the t-shirt. You owe me. I'm like, I'm sorry. I gotta get my shit together. I got time, so there's no excuse now. But no excuse. Patreon.com/thegigecon podcast. For all that fun stuff. Stories from the road. Like I said earlier, a few seconds ago, I am back working. Last day of school was Friday. Loved last week. And out doing some regular gig work. Monday did a little bit of food delivery. Had my comfort on, but didn't get any. Well, I got requests, but they were like 20 minutes away. And then did a flex route. And then did a flex route on Tuesday. And then did nothing today. So 2 days of quote unquote work. The routes were good. Actually, my route yesterday was like next to where I live. It was amazing. I drove like 22 miles total for 41 stops. So that was really nice. Larry, I see that you do have a story, so you must have drove a little bit.
I did. I actually did one ride last week. And hey, I was out of town in Virginia with our 6 of our kids at a lake house at Lake Anna, Virginia. And we were down there from Thursday until Sunday. Had a really great time. The weather was perfect. It was nice and cool in the mornings, like 57, 58, then like maybe 78, 80 in the afternoons. So out of town, didn't do much driving, but I did do some driving yesterday and picked up a guy. It was probably about 5:30 yesterday afternoon. Picked him up from downtown Bowling Green, kind of in front of where a couple bars are. And it was weird because a lot of times I'll park down at our public library and wait for a ride, and got the ping on Lyft, and so it took me like maybe 15 seconds to start my car, get ready to go and everything. And all of a sudden, a message pops up. Hey, dude, are you okay? And I'm like, what? And so they have the pre-filled answers on Lyft that you can just click on. So I just clicked on the one that said I'm on my way.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of times if it's busy like that, I mean, a lot of us will just, like, if they send us a message like that, you're just like, cancel. But I'm like, it's cool. I'm going to pick him up. So I get down there and he comes out and gets in. I'm like, hey, how's it going? He's like, oh, it's pretty good, man. He's like, but got to go home and recuperate a little bit. So I'm assuming he been at the bar.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand, man. I understand. He's like, yeah, I got a big day tomorrow. I got start my new job. It's like, oh, where are you gonna be working at? He said, I'll be working. Got me a job at the liquor barn.
Okay.
So, have you seen a liquor barn before?
No.
Okay, well, it's a liquor store franchise down here, and they're huge. I mean, it's the size of like, it's bigger than it's probably twice as big as an Aldi.
Okay, that's a good size.
Yeah, it's just all wine, liquor, everything alcohol related. So anyway, so I'm talking to him, and then like it's about a 15-minute ride. About 5 minutes in the ride, I mean, maybe 3 minutes, very short amount of time. This dude is like snorting and gasping. You know how people who have sleep apnea? I mean, he was snorting and gasping. I didn't know if he was having a conniption, what was going on, or if he was just sleeping or whatever. But he would kind of wake up and then fall back out and wake back up and start snorting again. So it was an interesting ride. It was an interesting 15 minutes. And we got to his house. I'm like, hey, we're here. And he's like, oh, good, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. Have a good night. I was like, you too, buddy. Good luck on that job tomorrow.
Was he like slurring his words, or was he like wobbly when he walked to the door?
No, not really. But I mean, he was out so fast. Like literally, we were talking, and then like 2-3 minutes later,
jeez,
really, it was. So that's why I thought maybe he was like, I don't know, is he passing out or is he just tired? It was very hard to tell.
Yeah, I was really thinking about this. Kind of triggered a memory. I was thinking about Narcan, and like, is that
that.
Do you carry it?
I do.
Yeah, I looked online. It's like $45 for 2 doses. I'm like,
I'll send you some information where you can get it just for the cost of shipping.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think every driver should have that in there. I mean, I wouldn't say that we, at least in the area that I live, I know there's opioids everywhere. I mean, we just had somebody die because, there was a story on the news or whatever. But it'd be good to have, you know what I mean? It's literally a nasal shot into the nose. So it's not like you need to be a rocket scientist to put it in there. But I think that would be a good idea for drivers
to carry. See, the one I had was like an actual shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Unless they've changed them.
Like with a needle or like
an EpiPen. Kind of like an EpiPen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the EpiPens, they're pretty easy to use too, but they're just a little intimidating.
Yeah, I mean, we had to practice using those all the time when I was a medic in the National Guard. And, they were all in case of like nuclear biological warfare or something.
Yeah.
So we practice not with real ones, obviously.
Right. Well, when or my daughter and Megan are both have shellfish allergies, so once a year they get new EpiPens, and so I make them practice. Even though it's like you flip it up, you hit it, you hold it, it tells you when to release. It's kind of like, it's interesting. My Crohn's meds comes in this like special shot, and it's like it's not complicated to do, but it's pretty sophisticated. So it's like you put it in, you hear a click, and then you see the plunger go down, and once it goes down and stops moving, you take it out. Yeah. It's pretty what am I trying to say? Dummy proof.
Okay, well, I mean, as long as you don't shoot yourself with an EpiPen instead of your Crohn's disease, or vice versa.
That we're gonna have a rodeo if I hit the EpiPen. We're gonna have some fun.
Megan eat some shellfish and grabs your Crohn's disease and.
Well, thankfully the Crohn's meds, the Humira has to be refrigerated. So
okay,
hopefully we'll keep those separate. So,
yeah, let's do that. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, well, that guy should get checked out. But anyways, so gig economy in the news. I will let you know that is going to be more entertainment, as Larry said tonight, than info, because there wasn't shit for news this week.
It is a slow gig economy news week for sure.
Yeah,
but like everything else, everything slows down in the summer, even the news.
Yeah, for sure. People, I mean, even like in the big businesses, they're going on vacations. They're not doing a lot of moving and shaking. So we'll do the best we can. Like I said, the first article is called Uber Bubbles. And it's just, I didn't even read the article before I put it on the show because I'm like, well, Uber has everything. Like Uber Bubbles, Uber Plane, Uber whatever, Uber Helicopter, whatever whatever it is. So this is in Paris. So Uber has now a flat fee service that will chauffeur you you to the Champagne and back, lunch and wine tasting included. So that's basically all it is. It's a 90-minute drive, or maybe it's more than that, but it's basically fancy pants. They'll drive you around to different areas, to a cathedral, to a museum. You can sip wine, blah, blah, blah. It's all bougie. So Uber Bubbles will run on Fridays and Saturdays from June 7 to August 17. The experience costs a flat fee of $217. Thanks to partnership with Champagne Houses, the price is all-inclusive for up to 4 passengers in the vehicle. That's a major deal considering a one-way ride from Paris to Champagne costs much more than $200. Reservation will be bookable 75 days to 24 hours in advance via Uber Reserve starting on June 1st. And I literally started reading this, and I looked up at where the website was. I was like, is this The Onion? Like, am I going to look like a complete fool when I talk about it?
I wouldn't do that to you.
No, but I mean, it's still, I was just like, this can't be real life. Like,
yeah. I mean, I think you're going to see more of that. They're going to have different places probably where they set up some kind of like tour like this. Like, people over in France, they want to go to Champagne and they taste the wine and the champagne and have the truffles and, all that kind of stuff that they've heard about or seen in the movies and, the Paris countryside and the cheese and all that. And so why not put together a package like that and offer it to their customers? And
well, I think it's great for tourists because people are comfortable with Uber. Right. You're in the States here. I live in where I live and I fly and I'm like, oh, I can do this little like excursion with Uber. I'm comfortable with Uber. I have an account with Uber. I know how to use the app. Like instead of like some random, hole in the wall you walk up to book something, you don't even speak the language, and you might end up getting screwed somehow, but on the Uber app, I mean, the price is what the price is. Not that they won't screw you, like, but I mean, I would just feel more comfortable. So I guess that's the market they're trying to get after is places that have tourist stuff, and why not? I guess. I mean,
yeah, they're going for everything else. I mean, they want to be the all-in-one app that you go to for everything.
Right. At the end, it says, all Uber Bubbles vehicles are green, meaning the day trip has no carbon footprint, and drivers are paid full-day fares. So I've been curious what the driver makes. If they're charging $200 for all day, in quotes, I don't know what that all day means. So I said 90 minutes earlier, but I was just reading a synopsis of this guy. It's not 90 minutes. It must be longer than that if it's all day. But what is the driver getting paid? If it's flat rate $200, is the driver getting $50, $100?
Yeah, that's kind of that's kind of iffy there. That's kind of iffy, a little sketchy. I don't know about that because if they're just charging $200, I mean, if it's like 4 hours even, that's not a lot of money left to pay the driver.
No, there's not. For 4 people too.
Yeah.
3 in the back, 1 in the front, and you're getting paid $200 for an all day thing. I don't know. Yeah. But good on you. We don't
live in France. Guess we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, for sure. Larry, we had this on the rundown a couple weeks ago, and slow news week, so we pulled it back around again.
Yeah, and it's got a video.
Now, did you see that?
Jason. It's got a video.
I highlighted that for you.
And I didn't see that till just now, but I told myself when I went through, I was like, okay, this one has a video. I am not talking until we watch.
I mean, like you've done like 3 or 4 with like
3 in a row. Yeah,
I've been trying to interrupt in a good way. I'm like, do you want us to watch the video?
Oh yeah, what a great idea!
What a great idea! So yeah.
So just to set it up, this is we talk a lot about bad things that happen here, so we're always glad to see when there's a kind of a feel good story that puts gig workers in a better light. So that'll set that up.
There you go.
An Uber Eats driver caught 2 children who were dropped from a burning building overnight.
Yeah, it is a scary situation. The harrowing scene happened on Michigan Avenue and 51st Street in southwest Detroit. That's where we find our Andres Gutierrez, who spoke with that driver about that incredible rescue.
The Gig Economy Podcast will be back after a quick break.
You love listening to podcasts, but have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Maybe you want to build a brand, grow your business, or are looking for an excuse to talk about your favorite hobby. Whatever your reason for making a podcast, Buzzsprout is the place to start. Since 2009, Buzzsprout has helped over 300,000 people launch their own podcasts. Buzzsprout walks you step by step through the whole process and will give you powerful tools to start, grow, and monetize your podcast. Ready to get started? Click the link in the show notes to get our free step-by-step guide to starting your podcast today.
As I got closer, I could see smoke was coming through the windows.
Joe Ferrillo, a retired Ford employee from New Boston, was making deliveries for Uber Eats overnight when he drove up to the burning building.
When I turned the corner, I seen a woman open a window and she dangled he was maybe like a 4 or 5 year old kid, dangled him out of the window and had him by the arms.
Joe parked his car and rushed over, recalling a tragic fire that claimed the lives of a friend's family. He was determined to help.
I stood under there and I looked up at her and I just said, I'll catch him. And she hesitated for a minute. And it's like, I don't know, our eyes kind of locked, and I'm just like, I got him. I got him. And she let him go, and I caught the little kid. And she went to put her other son out the window, but she put him head first.
Ew.
And she didn't speak English, so it was hard to communicate. So I was telling her, I was like, no, not your head. I was like, go feet first.
In a desperate move, the mother bear hugged her child and jumped from the window. Joe tried to catch them, but all 3 ended up on the ground.
People didn't take out their cell phones and record it like you see. It was a lot of people working together. Like even people that were getting out of the building, once they were out, they were trying to help people. I mean, it was uplifting to see people work together like that to help those people.
Joe says he has a sore knee this afternoon, but is happy to hear everyone is alive. Detroit Fire told us a 50-year-old woman, a 34-year-old woman, a 9-year-old boy, and a 4-year-old boy all suffered from smoke inhalation, but will be okay. A firefighter sustained minor injuries but was treated and released. Besides the adults and children who lost their home in this early morning fire, there is one business owner who's been here for 4 years who's trying to figure out what's next.
This black cabinet here is nothing but inventory. That machine over there.
Okay, we don't care about your business.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can cut it there.
I about shit my pants when she head first. I was like, no!
A 9-year-old.
No!
Yeah. Yeah, I would be like, yeah, and not speaking another language, the same language, that would be, because, you don't want to, like, no, and then they drop him, and
yeah.
So, yeah, that's crazy that she had him out head first. I don't know what your thinking process would be to do that. But,
well, in my head, in my brain, so head first, so like she was dangling him by his feet.
Yeah, you'd have to be.
I mean, I'm not judging her. It's in a situation you're freaking the hell out. You don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm glad. And that was a big dude, so he probably broke both their falls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like I said, it's just good to hear. We hear so much bad stuff related to gig workers. People doing things they shouldn't, and sketchy drivers, and this, that, and the other. So when you see something like this, and somebody help save these people. It just it does make you feel good to see some good some good press about gig work or a gig worker.
And I really like that. It was such a good point you brought up. I see a lot, like I'm always weirded out by people videotaping and not helping, but I always assume that someone else's. I mean, it's just weird, but I'm glad someone's taping just so we can get like an account of what actually happened. Normally, it's with people being jerks or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it was kind of nice for him to say, yeah, no one was videotaping. We were all just trying to help these people out, which is kind of uplifting to hear that as well. Just like, people in general being, kind to help.
Yeah, because that does make me furious, because you'll see something where somebody's getting beat up or mugged.
Yeah.
And, there's 8 people taking video. One is fine, but some people need to help and let somebody who doesn't need to be involved do the taping.
I don't understand the thought process of like not stepping in. I mean, I understand you got to protect yourself too, but like at least yell at the guy, like, or whatever's happening. Like if you don't want to get, involved, at least have some sort of intervention of like, but not videotaping while everyone else is standing there looking at them. So
and there's always so many, like you'll see a crowd and 20 people, they're all got their phones out to tape it. But, that was neat to hear. That was really neat to hear that everybody was helping out instead of worrying about capturing it for their social media.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I would probably do the same. I'm like, drop them fucking kids. I might break a bone, but drop them. I will catch them. Now, when you both jumped out, we're gonna be hurting. We're gonna. He only had a sore knee, and I'm like, damn, you lucked out. A full grown woman and a 9-year-old, and you only have a sore knee.
Yeah, I had to go to physical therapy just from lifting up my 6-year-old nephew. I can't imagine what trying to catch 2 people from the second story would do. But you'd still do it. You'd still try.
100%.
You'd still try.
There's no way I could stand there. And I mean, I wouldn't I'm not that much of a hero to run in a burning building. I mean, if it was my own family, I would. But I mean, I would stand there and I will catch them I'd catch an adult too. I'm like, we'll figure this out.
I do my best anyway.
Right. Hopefully I don't ever have to have that situation. But
yes, let's hope.
All right, moving forward. And I gave Larry shit because of course, I gave Larry shit about this article before I read it. And I'm like, Larry, we already talked about this. Which we did, but it's not the same article. So Lyft CEO David Risher is spilling the beans on which customers are more generous when it comes to tipping. And I don't think if it was him that told us, but it was a Taylor Swift thing, right? If you're going to be going from Taylor Swift, you saw a lot of tipping. Taylor Swift fans apparently boosted local economies across the nation as they attend the Eras Tour. But the next paragraph said he also claimed that customers who are traveling to and from ice cream shops also give out hefty tips to drivers. It's like if you're going to an ice cream store in a Lyft, you'll typically tip 20 to 30% higher than average, he said. And if you're leaving an ice cream store, you'll tip 40 to 50% higher than average.
See, this is what caught my attention because I'm an ice cream guy.
Ice cream,
my favorite food.
Yeah. He claims that people's behaviors are dependent on the mood they're in, which leads to better tipping, which is obvious. But that is so interesting about the ice cream. I mean, side note though, who the fuck's taking a Lyft to get ice cream? Like, isn't that? I mean, I guess people do it for everything, but I mean, I just wouldn't. I mean, to me, I go. If I take an Uber, I've been drinking, or my car, I don't have a car. Like you know what I mean. But if I wouldn't be like, well, I need to get ice cream at an ice cream shop, so I'm going to take an Uber. I guess I wouldn't do it because it's already a luxury for ice cream, but then you're spending money to go get it. I don't know. I just thought it was odd.
Yeah, see, we could never test out this theory because for out of 7 years of driving, I remember taking one person to an ice cream.
I don't think I ever have.
That was the crazy girl that changed clothes in my car twice. So she was feeling good before, on the way to the ice cream store. She was obviously feeling very good.
So I was thinking, why doesn't that apply to like a good dinner? In my head, I think because you spent so much on that dinner, you're not as generous. But if you go to ice cream, I mean, ice cream is starting like to get expensive. Like when we go to this place, if all 4 of us get it, it's like $22, $23. So it's pricey, but it's not like a $80 bill from a restaurant. So maybe it's like you don't have, you're not spending as much as the ice cream and you get that dopamine hit of feeling good. And so you're like, I just feel like I would tip more, but.
Yeah. And there's something about just going for like a dessert treat item as opposed to going like a dinner.
Yeah. That's a good point.
More like a special. I don't know. To me, it is anyway.
So, and then it kind of talked at the end of the article about the tipping culture. Oh, geez. Yeah, by the way, this site throws my antivirus.
Oh, really?
That's what it was, yeah. It says, tipping culture has been under scrutiny lately by consumers who are feeling the weight of a tight economy. Many consumers have been encountering an increased number of pop-up screens at card machines that are used to pay for services at business, such as coffee establishments or fast food restaurants. So, like, Starbucks. And what's interesting is, like, the end of it says the new system sparked outrage on social media from customers who claimed they shouldn't be pushed to tip the company's employees. And then they said they did a survey, and about 3 in 4 Americans believe that tipping has got out of control. Totally of 64% of people in the survey also think that tip should be given when you feel it, and shouldn't be required. And the poll also found that roughly 3 in 5 people believe that businesses are using customer tips to replace employee salaries. That's the big line of the whole article right there. Is that's what Doordash does.
Yeah, those dirty businesses. I tell you what.
I mean, it's true though. Like, we got to be careful with this tipping culture, because it's gonna, it's one thing if it's a service with, where you're door dashing, you're using your car. But if you're at Starbucks as a barista, I mean, you're punched in, you're making $15 to $17 an hour. Right. I mean. I think if you want to tip, you should be able to, but you shouldn't be forced or presented it, I guess.
Yeah, people are going to tip if they want to. They have a tip jar out there, or it can be on there. But yeah, they like they turn the screen around towards you, so everybody can see what you type in, whether you're going to put in a tip or not, and it does put pressure on you. I mean, I know me and you both don't have any trouble saying no tip.
No. Who was it? Oh, it was Jesper towards the end of it.
Yeah.
We had to browbeat him to say, yes, bro, you got to stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And he finally stopped. And
the solution, Jesper, part of the solution.
Right.
Instead of part of the problem.
Well, my wonderful wife does the same thing. She just feels, you just feel guilty. And I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, if you feel moved to do it, I'm fine with it. I will have no problem if you felt like that person took care of you and everything. But here's the thing that she doesn't realize either. That shit goes into a pot.
Yeah.
You're not, unless you literally, and even then, if you hand them a $5 bill, they're going to put it in a pot somewhere. That's the rule that's how they're supposed to do it. So Josh says, however, tipping has always been done at the end. The gig economy has become spoiled. I'm not sure what he means by that. Like, because you pre-tip before. Well, it's not a tip. It's a bid for service. In the gig economy, it's a bid for service. That's exactly. 100%. And I love that rides in Minnesota. And I did sign up for here. It's not here yet. I love that they have that perk. They call it a perk, and it's basically a pre-tip. Hey, look at, I'm gonna give you an extra $5. You come pick me up. Fuck yeah! I've been preaching that from like this maybe the second year of the podcast. I started talking about that.
Yeah, I remember it very well, and because we talked about it in so many situations. It would help people get rides if they were able to pre-tip and say, look, I know I'm 20 minutes out in the boonies and I'm going on a shorter ride, but look here, I'm gonna tip you $10. Pre-tip $10 because I need to get to this place. Right. And it would help so much to have the option. It's not that hard for them to put that option in there.
No, it's not. And food is essentially like that. You're tipping. It's a bid for service. I don't know why rideshare won't go to that. I think you'd get drivers driving long distances. I mean, this is a problem that they're trying to solve in Uber and Lyft. Is like, I'm getting these freaking rides 20 minutes away. Like, obviously there are desperate drivers that will take that ride, and maybe they're preying on that. Maybe they're hoping that and they don't need to do that because there's a bunch of idiots out there, or they're trying to hit, the platinum tier or I don't know. I don't know why you would drive that far for a ride, but I feel like that would eliminate a lot of those. I mean, it'd have to be if I get $1 more and it's still 20 minutes away, I'm still going to decline that ride.
Right.
It's going to have to be a sizable amount. So
sure.
Mark says he feels moved to not tip. I thought that was going to be, I saw it pop up and I figure it was going to be snarky or innuendo, and I had to read it a couple times and I'm like, no, it's a normal statement. I agree. I feel I do not tip anywhere else. It's not a tipping a tipping thing. Like, should I have tipped my AC guy that came over today? No, I fucking paid $245. You better be paying that guy like $40 an hour for his hourly wage.
She should have tipped the first guy, and then you wouldn't have had to call the second guy.
Yeah, don't even get me going on that shit.
Oh goodness.
All right, so next we have a TikTok. I didn't label which one this is, and I'm assuming it's the lady that had the interesting ride, right?
Yeah, this is a person that I follow on TikTok. She's a very good storyteller. Her timing and just her cadence that she speaks, and she tells really good stories. So this is about an Uber ride she took that was, she said, the scariest ride of her life.
Now stay with it. It's 3.5 minutes, but the end is funny. Not funny. It's like, well, then yeah, just we'll talk about the end.
I don't think I'll be taking an Uber anytime soon. I had a disconcerting experience last weekend. Let me tell you about it. I had an event, and at this event we were promised an open bar, so I was not about to drive myself, okay? Because boy, did they deliver. The Uber shows up to my house, picks me up. Everything's fine. Matches the description on the app, license plate, we're all good. I hop in, we're not good. Car smelled so bad. Car smelled like 4 people had peed their pants in the back seat, and I would soon learn why. Scariest ride of my life. This man starts talking. Okay, that's fine. No music. Okay. I'm in the car for about 45 minutes. Worst 45 minutes of my life. He takes a phone call on speakerphone. Chatting. Oh, how are you? Good. Yeah. Talking. I'm in the back. I'm dousing myself in peppermint oil because I can hardly breathe. My head's hanging out the window like a dog in heat. Trying to catch a breath. Terrible driver. This man. We're driving. He's missing turns. He's taking corners like they're suggestions. I'm holding on in the back of this Nissan Rogue for my life. Finally, I'm watching his GPS, just trying to track down the minutes until we pull up to the destination. He misses a turn again. I said, oh, okay. He pulls up right next to the turn that we should have made, just past, okay? It's this little corner embankment made up of curbs. Triangle made up of 3 little triangles. You see what I'm saying? Pythagorean's wet dream. He pulls up right next to it. Okay? We're stopped at a traffic light then. I'm thinking, that was our turn. That was our turn. You missed it again. He notices. Okay? He looks down at his phone. He looks back at the corner. I think, well, it's too late now because we're up against the curb. Okay? There's nowhere to go. No, I was wrong. He cranks the wheel. I think, surely not. He thinks, surely yes. He takes the curb. I'm in the back of the Nissan Rogue like this. I'm taped into my dress. My titty's about to flop out, which takes a lot because they don't really flop, okay? It takes a lot of inertia to get these going. He takes the curb. Goo. I'm in the back. I'm going, oh my God. He goes, it's fine. Finally, we get over the curb. I go, oh my God. He goes, I hope you weren't scared. I said, I was. In fact, terrified. He goes, well, it was a long line, so I thought we should hit the turn. I said, okay, normally you hit the turn before the turn actually happens, but you know, to each their own. We got about 30 minutes left in this ride. I'm about to vomit in the back of this car. It smelled so bad. Oh, so bad. Then we pull up to a red light. We're getting closer to the destination. I'm thinking, finally, I'm going to get out of this car. The light, he starts to slow down at this red light. It turns yellow, then it turns red. Then he just zooms through the light as if it was green, as if it matched my hat. I look at the oncoming traffic. I make eye contact with somebody that we're all like this. My driver's just having the time of his life. Finally, I get out of this car, okay? I walk up to my friend. I think that was the worst Uber drive of my life. He says, okay, I'm sorry to hear that. We enjoy our night. The next morning, I wake up. I'm hungover. You all saw. I saved a turtle the next day. Anyway, I'm going to rate this Uber driver on the app 3 stars, which was generous, in my opinion. And then I noticed something. His picture, turns out, was a picture of a woman. The name of the driver listed on the app doesn't match the name that I heard him give to the other person on the phone of the many phone calls that he took while I was in the back of his car. It was a different person. The person who was supposed to pick me up was a woman. This man, I can safely assume not a woman. So I still don't know who drove me to that event, and I'm happy to be here. Alive and well. Well, alive.
Oh goodness. So yeah, I mean, part of that is on her because it shows you the picture of the driver
right
when you order the ride. If you don't look at the picture of the driver, that's on you. I mean, it sounds like she looked at the model of the car and everything and all that.
Yeah, because she said that at the beginning, right?
She said it matched, but she obviously wasn't referring to the picture. She was referring to the car and the license plate. Yeah. But the picture's right there. I mean, it's pretty prominent. So I don't know why, but anyway, maybe for the story.
Yeah. But, I was reading some of the comments and it's true. Like some of those, they're subbing some of those out. You know what I mean? For those guys, the thing is like, it's already a relatively, depending on if you cherry pick or not, a low paying job. So are you subbing this out and this person's getting half of cause you know what I mean? Like if you're renting an account or something like that, I don't know.
Yeah. Like how much are they making, actually
right
after they pay you whatever cut you're taking?
Yeah. Mark says he doesn't trust influencers that say anything. I agree, but it seemed very legitimate. Like if she must, unless she's a professional storyteller.
Yeah,
I didn't see.
I wouldn't consider her an influencer by any means.
Yeah, you would know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, she's just a TikTok kind of person. Just she tells good stories. She tells funny stories.
But I know what you're saying, Mark. There's a lot of people I'm like, you are so full of shit. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what? You know what? I cannot stand this is when I roll up on a TikTok and they're crying. I'm like, you decided to record a TikTok while you're crying or you're fake crying to get internet points. I'm just like, what? I immediately scroll. I'm like, you can't be trusted as a human being. If you're that upset, if something that bad happened and you decided to record a TikTok, fuck off.
I agree 100%. I haven't seen a lot, but I have seen a few. And I'm like, you pull it up, and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
really, you're having the worst, one of the worst moments of your life here, supposedly. And you're going to record it. And yeah. I don't know.
I can't stand people like that. But all right. So moving on. This is this is weird. Again, slow news day, guys. I think I got this from Steve's site. No offense, Steve. So
I sent this one to you.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Okay. Taxi service from former Lyft driver. Lyft didn't like the dog. Now he and his owner are running their own operation. So long story short, this guy has his sidekick, Albert, which is a giant, what is this, a collie?
Yes,
a collie. Giant collie. Like he's big. He always rides in the back seat. You know what I mean? Lassie. Yeah. Think of Lassie, but like it's a bigger Lassie, though. Lassie wasn't this big. I wouldn't say it's overweight. I just think it's that style of dog.
It's a big dog. Yeah, it's a big dog.
So basically, he started his own taxi service, and that's legit the story. It costs $10 to ride with Albert in around Athens. He says that more than 90% of his customers are with people excited to see the dog. Now, that being said, even though, you can't ride around in Lyft, you can do your own thing with a dog. I would not want to ride a dog with this big. Like, this is just, I love dogs. I have 3, but I want a little dog. If you got a little fucking Frenchie in there, bebopping around, I'm going to have the time of my life, and I'm going to enjoy every second of that. But a giant dog that's like, sheds like a mofo and all that stuff. Like,
collies have long hair.
yeah, for sure. I like that he took initiative and create his own bit. Like, I think dogs.
Well, he had to. He said he was a rideshare driver for Uber and Lyft, and somebody reported him for having his dog.
I know.
And
but
so he got kicked off.
Yeah, but he was like he's 71.
Yeah.
So he's an old fuck. Like, what are you even doing? Like,
he's like, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. but again, going back to the dog thing, like, I think all schools should have therapy dogs in there. I think most people like dogs. I mean, I know there's few, but like, I'm telling you, I would have the time of my life if there was a little puppy in there or something. Like, they could do like shelter dogs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or ride along with a shelter dog or some sort of thing like that. But so, Steve, why would you be sorry? Please use my site anytime. Have not missed days post since March. Oh, good for you. Well, I missed this week, so I didn't post shit. So, what are you trying to fucking flex
on you, man?
You trying to flex on my own show? Yeah. What the hell, bro? And now you're spamming it? I'm gonna kick you out of the stream. Just kidding. I don't know how to do that.
Not Steve.
Oh, put user in timeout. I'm gonna put you in timeout. You better watch it.
There we go.
So yeah, gig news. Go to uberandlyftdrivers.com. Yeah, I get a lot of stories from Steve's site. So All right, moving on. Let's see. Octopus tablet. We talk about it a billion times. Go fucking get it. Don't talk to Gabe either. Don't talk to Gabe. So Octopus is a tablet that your passengers can play trivia, photo hunt, like speed match, fun things. I'm sure right now if I had my tablet up and running, which I have to set it away every week, they're talking about NBA playoffs. I think game one starts tonight between the Celtics and the Mavs. Let's go Mavs. And so, yeah, it's a great thing. You earn up to $100 a month. Average, I would say it was probably, for me, maybe 25. So you get points for people playing the tablet and for taking trips. It does not connect to your Uber or Lyft account, so you could technically drive around and get some points, but I think the camera will kick on, and it does know if there's people in the back seat or not.
Yeah, it's not taking pictures. It says it can detect silhouettes pretty much.
Yeah, so it kind of knows, and if I'm assuming if that's all you did, and like let's say you were just a food delivery driver, they would figure it out and they would send you an email and be like, hey, I don't think this is for you. So but yeah, check it out. The link is in the description. Why not make extra money for doing absolutely nothing? So Mark said, my neighbors letting their large breed dogs bark their dang head off all day for years, and that is so annoying. I have such anxiety when my dogs are barking. Like, I'm out there like a motherfucker. I'm like, bro, like the kids are running by. Well, that's why I've been building a fence. I'm building a privacy fence all the way around my yard just because, well, we got a new neighborhood in the back there. But I don't like dogs barking. Like, I don't let my dogs bark. Like, I just feel bad for my neighbors. Even if they bark one time, I'm like, shit, the dogs. And I'm like out there. So yeah, that's tough when people don't take care of them. So
yeah, and then there's the people who just oblivious to their dogs barking.
I don't know how. It's my dog barks, and I could be in the studio recording right now, and I mean my window's right here, but I'd be texting Megan. I'm like, after about 4 barks, I'd be like, hey, what's going on with the dogs outside?
Yep, I hear you, but that's because you're not a POS like some
right.
people.
Well, I'm a POS, but not with dogs.
Not for that. Not
for that
way.
reason.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I realized this article or this next article. It says DoorDash won't let you tip New York drivers without the app, and I'm thinking, well, who's tipping without the app? How the fuck do you order DoorDash without the app?
Yeah, that's a weird headline. I don't know who wrote that, but it's really just saying that they made some changes since New York City has the guaranteed minimum wage for delivery drivers. The article says that the platform has pretty much removed the ability to add a tip when you place an order. So you can't pre-tip.
And this is on the app or on
on the app is what he said, because he's talking about, he said he ordered dinner on DoorDash. And it said, he wouldn't let you add a tip when you place the order. So it says he went back to add a tip to that order, to his order afterwards. And this one, he said he went to the DoorDash website. I don't know why he wouldn't go to the app, but he said he scoured his receipt and his past order pages for a way to add a tip. Looked through his confirmation email for an added tip option. Said the only way he was able to add a tip was by messaging DoorDash support through a chat and asking for a tip to be added manually. Mm-hmm. Said he asked why there's no option to add on a tip to the person delivering the food. He got a vague answer about how DoorDash was doing some systems update, and then the chat was abruptly ended. And then another reporter, another reporter for the same newspaper did a test and said he found similar hurdles to tipping on the DoorDash app. He said that add tip option this one says it's near the top when viewing a past order, but on the website, the option is nowhere to be found. I don't know why you'd go to the website instead of just using the app, but anyway, he says he doesn't have the DoorDash app and don't want it, but would like to have an easy way to add tip for my drivers. So I guess he goes to the website whenever he orders food, which is kind of weird.
He's the tool. Like, why are you going to? I mean, I have 2 giant monitors in my studio and everything, but if the phone, anything an app is so much better on the phone than on the computer, and I don't know why you would do that. Now that being said, It's been a while since I ordered DoorDash. I had a time where I ordered some ice cream, and they subbed the stuff because they didn't have it, and they subbed great stuff. They did exactly what I asked, and I went to go back to add more money, and I couldn't find it in the app. I couldn't. There was no option to do that. Now, maybe it is. There is now, but it definitely made it. I don't know. I didn't reach out to chat. I didn't go that far. I'm like, well, if you motherfuckers don't have it in the app, like, I'm not gonna spend time doing it. But maybe it's changed now. And I wonder if this is just a New York City thing, or if this is just
I think so, because I mean that was his take on it. He said this is DoorDash's move to bump tipping after ordering is the company's way of throwing a tantrum over a new $17.96 minimum hourly pay rate for delivery drivers in New York City. Delivery workers previously earned about $7.09 an hour.
What?
Despite doing a dangerous and often thankless job. It says, we know tips are still an important way for consumers to show Dashers their appreciation, so consumers will still be able to tip after checkout and for up to 30 days after they order, the company wrote in its announcement about the tipping changes. It says, yes, if true, there's still a way to add a tip to your DoorDash order. The company will just make you jump through hoops to do so.
Yeah.
So sounds like they're bringing, which doesn't make sense at all. Why would, I mean, the Dashers are not the ones who enacted this law.
Yeah.
Why take it out on them?
Yeah. I really wish those gig companies would have like stuck to their guns and just I know it sounds crazy. Like in a business model, you're going to pull out of New York City, but I wish they would have just said, you know what? Fuck you. I'm out of here. We'll make money elsewhere, until they came back and said, okay. We won't do them. You know what I mean? Like I wish all them companies back down. Even I know they spent money to try to, all that shit, but I wish they would have just said, you know what? Fuck you. Like the Minnesota thing, like it's such a small market. They should have said, like, you know what? Fuck you. We're done.
We're good.
So, Steve, thank you so much for the super chat. That's a lot of money. You're gonna have to do a lot of curry rides to get that $9.99. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Steve,
so much. I appreciate that. Okay.
We'll let you out of timeout now.
Yep. I Steve, the mouth. Now I'm putting you back in timeout. The mouth on you. Oh, if I get going, Steve. Oh my gosh. So I played pickleball today.
You only knew.
I played pickleball today, and I was not able. I cannot curse. I got to be really careful, so I have to get it out on the show tonight. So it's a bunch of old people in like the Bible Belt town. So if I drop an MF, oof, boy.
Man, they're gonna ban you from the pickleball court.
They're gonna keel over. So this next is just the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life, and it has to be true because they freaking showed on the video the name of this person. It's 8 seconds, so we might have to play it again. But here we go.
How can I help you?
Hi, I'm picking up a DoorDash.
The name?
Queef W.
Queef?
I wish I was kidding him.
How can I help you?
Hi, I'm picking up a DoorDash.
The name?
Queef W.
Queef?
I wish I was kidding him.
So I don't understand. Queef W. I don't understand why some apps like what is it, Uber Eats, you have to do a code, which I like the code system. I wish it was a little bit like, I wish it was spaced out like 3 things and then like, okay, for an old guy that looks at the code, you know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you're trying to read it. It's very small. I wish it was like 674-257 or something.
Right. Break it up a little bit.
Break it up because that in your brain it's like da 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 da. You know what I mean? So whatever. Or just give me the last 3. Don't give me the whole fucking code. But anyways, I don't know why DoorDash doesn't do that. Why it does names? Because you literally have to say that name. Queef W. I mean, the girl was mortified. The girl was absolutely mortified.
Yeah, she was like, I can't believe this is what my life has come to.
And I can't believe they allow that shit on the platform. I know Uber's.
They don't care.
I know.
As long as you pay, they don't care.
They don't care.
Not at all.
As long as it's not like super racist or whatever, that obviously was flagged right away. But I don't know. Queef's kind of flirting the line there. I don't know. I don't want to say that word. So.
Oh goodness.
All right. How can we get some free pizza?
we can get some free pizza because Domino's, you can now order Domino's on the Uber Eats platform, and the companies are giving away millions of dollars of free pizza to celebrate.
Wait. Domino's is on Uber Eats now?
Yes, it is.
They have their own. So they finally, that's a new thing, eh?
That is a new thing.
Wow. They finally fallen.
That's why they're celebrating and giving away free pizza.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they announced Thursday that they're teaming up to give away $10 million worth of free pizzas to customers who order Domino's through the Uber Eats platform beginning on May 30th. So it's in effect right now. It says any customer who orders Domino's on Uber Eats and meets the store's delivery minimum, whatever that store delivery minimum is, said you can receive a free medium 2-topping pizza. It says redeem an offer. Customers must use the Uber Eats app to add a medium 2-topping pizza to their cart. The price of the free pizza will automatically be deducted in the cart once the customer meets the store's delivery minimum amount. You're able to redeem one free pizza per week until the promotion ends on August 11th, or whenever the free pizzas have all been awarded, which would be $10 million worth. So yeah,
that should go quick.
Yeah, it probably will. So this is a perfect opportunity for Domino's fans to take advantage of this unique pizza offer, and there's no one better to deliver this 10 milli message than Lil Wayne. So I guess they hired Lil Wayne for the promotion to do the commercial.
Was he like a D-list celebrity at this point?
I don't know. I mean, he's not little anymore.
I don't know. I don't know if
like
I could.
Old man Wayne.
I mean, I like rap. I like older, and it would be old school rap. I don't think I could pick that fucker out of a lineup. Like, I don't even know. Yeah. What is even his popular song?
You're asking the wrong person,
that's
dude.
True. That's true. That's true.
Now, country music, I could maybe tell you, but.
So that's interesting that Domino's. So I think. I want to say, and I could be wrong, I think Jimmy John's finally folded too, because for the long time, I think they still have their own drivers, but I think Jimmy John's folded in Domino's. Domino's is always interesting because they drive Chevy Bolts for their a lot of them have electric cars, which I thought was pretty cool. The biggest hit for I think in the restaurant business was when Panera fired all their drivers and went to DoorDash and Uber Eats and stuff like that. Yeah. I kind of felt bad for the local drivers here because it was like a regular job for them and stuff, and they're like, oh, so sorry, we're going to, they probably saved a lot of money, but still, it's kind of a shame.
Yeah, it's always goes back to the money. You always got to follow the money.
It does. Uber planning to add mini games to the phone. So I talked about this earlier. There's not much of an article about it. Some Mac rumors is Uber appears to be planning to offer mini games that can be played with its iPhone app. Of course, iPhone. According to hidden code in the app, Mac rumors discovered several references to the ability to load games in the latest version of the Uber app released on Monday. One line of code says that gaming feature will require an internet connection. Well, yeah, no shit. It's unclear when Uber plans to make the minigames available to the public, and there is no guarantee that the feature will launch. No further details are known at this time beyond the new lines of code added to the app, so we cannot confirm if the games will be available for free or require in-app purchases. By offering games in the iPhone app, Uber would provide passengers with a convenient way to stay entertained during a ride. Uber would be following in the footsteps of YouTube, which added some lightweight games to its phone app last month. It did?
Yeah, I played them the other day when I was at the lake. I came across in one of my news letters that I get, had a story about it and had a link to it. So it went on there. They have some games now that you can play. But what I want to say about this story is screw Uber's games. Play the Octopus tablet. That's what I have to say.
Way to bring it back. It back. Well, the
games are much better.
No one's going to use Uber and Lyft decided to launch their tablets right after Octopus. No one's going to do that. I mean, why would you do maybe the person that does the Lyft tablet or the Uber tablet maybe doesn't know about Octopus, but remember we broke down the pay. It's like pennies compared to what Octopus is paying.
Yes. So, I don't know why anybody would have one of their tablets instead of the Octopus tablet. It's so much better. And Octopus, I mean, they've been such a good company. They're usually really responsive. I've had a couple of cables get broken, and boom, you fill out the request in the app, and 3 days later, a new cable shows up.
You know what's interesting? Why are we so over the moon for the customer service with Octopus? Because no other company does. Like, it's very few and far between when you find a company that you're like, I am loyal for. I mean, it's not really like we're buying a service for them, so it's a little bit different,
right? But we always speak so highly of them. Of
course,
and we go on and on about them because it's so rare to have a company that does that. It takes care of its customers so well.
Yeah,
they're always running promotions and prizes and giving out money to its drivers and to the customers,
and it's just fun. It's like they have a podcast, they have a hangout. Like, I don't participate in any of that.
They have a lot of fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think of a company that I know, like, I'm like so loyal to them, and there used to be companies I feel, but like it's I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I'd be like, I will never leave that company. But
yeah, it's few and far between for sure.
And surprisingly, when T-Mobile finally bought them, I thought, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, we thought that was going to be the end, but nothing's changed.
No. Nothing. In fact, the only thing that, and this is, I know we do get money. If you click on our link and sign up, we do get a referral thing, but I would still talk about them anyways, but if it would come up on the show. But yeah, if anything, since T-Mobile bought them, I think it got better.
Yeah, they probably, infused some, cash to them and had a little deeper pocket so they could do some things. So,
and this is not an ad. So
no,
I'm not taking this out of the
not.
podcast for the Patreon people. The ad was earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, last story. Boston warns DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber about dangerous drivers. Like, no shit.
Okay, well, this one has a video as well.
It does. Well, I did not pull it, young man, because otherwise it would say video. Sorry.
Just nix that then. So this is it says the city of Boston, Boston city officials sent a letter to the top executives of DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber, warning them about an alarming increase in unlawful and dangerous operation of delivery vehicles. Saying claims many drivers are operating unregistered vehicles. We've witnessed widespread incidents of running red lights, driving on sidewalks, driving the wrong way down one-way streets, driving at speeds in excess of posted limits, and collusion. I mean, that just sounds like everyday driving, right?
Yeah.
Says this type of operation puts the delivery driver and pedestrians or drivers of other motor vehicles in imminent danger. Yeah, it says DoorDash, one of the delivery companies that received the letter, said has been working closely with Boston city officials. The overwhelming majority of Dashers do the right thing, and like all drivers, must follow the rules of the road. If they don't, they face consequences just like anyone else. Well, I don't think we suffer any consequences from DoorDash. So
well,
I'm not
that's
sure
the thing.
Talking about there,
DoorDash doesn't. Well, I mean, they like I did DoorDash earlier this week on Monday, and I got the report of like I brake too hard. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, fuck off. But my point is, DoorDash ain't gonna do shit with this. We're independent contractors. Right. They don't care if we got a rust bucket that has both taillights out and there's a dildo hanging out the tailpipe.
This is just kind of the, CYA thing. Like I said, Grubhub says to deliver with us, your delivery partners agree to obey all local traffic laws. While law enforcement is best handled by the police, we take safety seriously, and any reports of unsafe driving will result in the removal from our platform. City wants to make sure that the food delivery companies' verified drivers are licensed, utilizing properly registered vehicles, and have a safe driving history. Wants the company to share how they track safety violations and the steps they take to address any driver behavior when issues are identified. So, this is kind of fluff to me.
Yeah.
We know the companies, they have to say stuff. They have to say these things. Oh, we're doing everything. But we know, we've all gotten the things from Uber, like you said, oh, you're braking hard, or it looks like you've been speeding lately. But that you get an email, that's all that ever happens.
Right.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think it's just kind of like I said, slow news week. So
yep. Yeah, we got to do something.
Going on.
We got to
do something.
The journalist is like, well, I got to write something for this, so we'll figure it out. But I mean, I would expect them to respond, just CYA. I mean, honestly, like we talked about earlier, they got to play nice with the governments. They got to,
Oh yeah,
just because
you have to have a little bit of cooperation there in order to keep working within the city. I mean, if you just blow them off, and that's not going to go well. They're going to make things difficult for you.
Right, for sure.
Damn government workers! I tell you what,
you fuckers. Let me tell you. Shut the fuck up. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. My brain just shut down there. Traveler, Steve, Mark, Joshua Yates. He says, which one of you do I know? I don't know who that is. Do you know one of us?
Tom. Appreciate Tom.
Tommy, Janet. Yeah,
Janet, our friend Janet, our good friend Janet.
Yep. So thank you guys so much. Hey, we got episode 198 coming up. Larry and I have planned absolutely nothing. We don't know what we want to do for 200. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, shoot us a DM or something or email.
Yeah, we would definitely like input from the listeners as to what they might want to see
or hear.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they might want to see Jason doing the 2-step. I don't know.
Maybe we just won't do episode 200. We'll just take that.
201.
We'll take that week off, and the next week will be 201. Like Larry and I celebrated by ourselves. We had a Zoom and we drank beer and
that's right. We had a good old time,
and we didn't record any of it. Mark says beard shave. You can eat a dick, sir. That's not going to happen.
I'm not shaving my beard, man. What are you talking about?
I do need to trim it. It's getting
he's talking about you, I guess.
Raggedy. You woke. That's 5 o'clock shadow, bro.
Pretty much.
I mean,
yeah, I let it grow for like a week and then I shave it.
Yeah.
When it starts getting really out there and you can see how gray it is.
It's funny. Megan really likes my beard like what you have it. Like she likes the scruff. I mean, she doesn't dislike this. I mean, like I said, it's getting a little out of shape. I do need to get it into the barber, but she would rather have it like just a little scruffy and not like maybe a little longer than yours, but not as big as I have it. So
my wife likes it when my scruff and my hair are the same length.
There you go. All right. Thank you guys so much for God, what is wrong with me tonight, Larry? As always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
Then we will see you on the road.
Jeez, at least I got that right.
There you go. Good night, everybody.
Golly. That's twice that happened. It's like da. Hey guys.
Once it hit 8 o'clock, man, it just fell apart.
This podcast is produced and edited by Hey Guys Media Group. Want to start a podcast? Check out heyguysmediagroup.com.